It's Lynne with Soft Squares. We're going to play with this jelly roll. We are going to do a rail fence today. It is another easy quilt. You don't need a pattern. It shows you how to use a jelly roll with and some additional yardage. Look at all the pretty color schemes. Alright, so to do a rail fence, it takes 3 pieces of fabric per block. And since these are 2.5 inches, that's what a jelly roll is, we are going to take 3 of them and sew them together and cut it at 6.5 inches. With the seam allowances and everything taken into account, you would then have a square block. It would be 6.5 by 6.5. So you can also make it bigger by putting 4 and then keeping your proportions the same. I think I'm just going to do the traditional, do 3. So now I'm going to make sets, and the easiest way to do this is not to cut anything yet. So I'm going to make sets and then sew the whole strip together, all 3 pieces together, and I'm going to mix them up so they're all different. Probably put the light in with some of them. I don't know how I want to use that, but I do want to keep them together by color. That's what I've decided would look best with this one. There are different amounts with each one. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You're going to sew your strips together in their entirety. So you're going to have sets of 3 strips. You're going to, mix all these up so they're however you want and sew the whole row. When you're done with that, you're going to press it and then come back to your cutting area and cut them into 6.5 inch blocks, sections at the 6.5 inch mark, which will make them a square. And then we're going to play with it and see where it goes. But see how easy that is? No pattern. Watch how we make this one work. Mind of putting a light color in the middle of the block just to break it up, meaning like these 3. See how there's a lighter of the same, but keeping it the same color scheme. The other option I was just kind of talking about is gradient, and we actually don't have a lot of options for that one here. Could take one of these white ones and add it to it. Dark, medium, light. This does have a little bit of a polka dot print to it. I think I want to keep the lights all together though, just because there's not a ton of them, and I want to be consistent. You can make it however you want though. Here's another one of these. Now the nice thing about this roll is there are 2 of some things, which means you could go through and say, you know what, I want my binding to be this print, and if there's 2 of them, you can just pull them out and just put them aside, and that can be for your binding. Depends on how small your quilt is. 2 is not enough, but you could definitely have a plan. Okay, now let's play. I'm still removing the duplicates. What I have noticed so far is the duplicates are all the same print. They're floral. There's 1 of 2 prints. So that's this little, like a sunflower print, or it's this open kind of a daisy print. So that's cute. This would be really easy to incorporate into something by itself. Except we have this one. Oh, see, there's the light of the polka dots still. I'm excited to see how this is coming. Again, it is anything goes. is left over after I put the quilt up on the wall in the hall. We have one strip, 6 blocks that are white, and then one of each of these strip sets has a little leftover piece. And I'm pretty sure I will find some way to use these maybe in a bonus project. So we're still playing with the layout. And then I also still have this fabric right here, which is 5/8 of a yard, to play with for border or binding. And let's keep watching, see what happens. This is what is left over after I made my blocks. I actually decided not to use the white blocks, so I had 6 full blocks of those, and I decided because the amount of the pieces that were left over from all the blocks, and with this, that I could make 2-inch strips. So I had like a 1/2 inch that I threw away. Almost zero waste. Anyway, I made sets, and I just rolled them up. So I've got 2 of these. And then this is what I haven't used yet. I did incorporate these through there, but I don't know exactly how big my quilt's going to be to know what I need yet. And I was kind of sticking with a pattern. So you can see this group of 3. Then I had an extra purple piece, group of red, group of peach, and then a group of white, extra purple piece. So it kind of flows like this throughout the whole roll. And so if I were to add, at least right now, this extra one, I would like be repeating really close to another one. So I'm going to see if I need to maybe make some breaks in the string somewhere in the middle, like maybe between these 2 color sets, stick another purple one, or this one. I might not need it, but they are all 2 inches, and this is a lot. This is definitely enough to go around the quilt as like an inner border. I just don't know if I'm going to need a little bit extra, or it could just be something for another project. This is actually kind of fun. So let's see what happens. Guess what? We're done. Not sure the measurements just yet, so I'll go measure it and then put that in the video. So there you have it. This quilt takes a full package of layer cake, or sorry, jelly rolls. And when you're done cutting your 6.5 inch blocks, you are going to have a little piece left over, and it will probably be about 4 inches, not enough to do another block. However, I incorporated them into this little border, and I did not use the white blocks because it didn't quite work mathematically, and I thought it looked kind of odd. So I actually cut up my 6.5 inch blocks and put them into here. And these are a 2 inch strip, meaning you probably could just start out by cutting it in 2 inches. Anyway, so I put that there, so I actually did use the entire block except for a few scraps. But anyway, this is a 3-inch border, this is a 2-inch border of the 2.5-inch strips, and then this is a 5-inch border. And that's how I got to this. And I think it's working out well. It needs to be quilted. I'm not sure when that will happen, but this is our top.